Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 18 and 19, and I've always focused on the first part of this passage, which is forget the past, forget the former things, and I will do new things. But this morning I want to talk about the second part of this verse, and he says, I will make a way in the wilderness. When your life is so dry, and when your life is not able to go beyond, because that's the life of the Israelites. They came to a point where there was no more place to go because there was a Red Sea before them. They needed a way to be made. And God says, I will make a way for you. When you feel like, I can't go to the next level, and you know that that next level involves much more than you. Because if it is just you, you would have done it. If it's just you, you would have really strived hard and done it. But it's beyond you. You're saying, what can I do? This breakthrough is beyond me. Because it involves another person. It involves a miracle. It involves certain things to change in certain people. It involves much more than me. And in those situations, you feel so helpless. You feel so desperate. You feel like there is no way out. I want you to know that this God is a master over such situations. He loves such situations. And He comes through in such situations. And He's by your side and saying, I will make a way in the wilderness. I will make a way in the wilderness. I will make streams in the desert. And this morning, I want to go with the acrostic called God will. GODWILL. Is that okay? Let's go God will. Everyone say God will. God will. G. God of breakthroughs. I want you to know that this God is a God of breakthroughs. And that's why I can trust Him. When the Israelites stood before the Red Sea, God opened the Red Sea as a breakthrough. I want you to read Exodus chapter 34 and verse 10. He's covenanting with His people and He's telling, I will do wonders. This is the covenant He makes with you. He said, I will do wonders. I will do wonders never before done in any nation in all the world. The people who live among will see how awesome is the work that I, the Lord, will do for you. In fact, He comes and covenants with you and says, I will do what? Wonders. He's a God of breakthroughs. And He's not a God of breakthroughs of one generation. He's a God of breakthroughs of the next generation. Because the first generation saw the breakthrough for the Red Sea opening up and God making a way. But now an entire generation has passed away in the wilderness. And another generation that had not seen the Red Sea has risen up. And God says, I will split open the Jordan. I want you to know that it's not only a breakthrough for you. Oh, the breakthrough will come for your children. And yes, the breakthrough will come for your children's children. And therefore, do not worry. The one who has broken through for you will break through for your children too. I covenant with you to do wonders. I covenant with you to do miracles. I covenant with you to do spectacular things. Never done in the history of any other nation, I will do for you. God of miracles, God of wonders, God of breakthroughs, God who makes a way in the wilderness, God who makes streams in dry lands, God of the impossibilities, the God who brought fire from heaven for Elijah. And now Elisha, the next generation, rises up, takes up the mantle and hits the Jordan and says, where is this God of Elijah? And then Jordan's again split. I want you to know that intergenerationally, from generation to generation to generation, this God has been faithful. He's a covenant-keeping God. He is the God of breakthroughs. And I want you to hold on to Him. Trust Him with all of your heart. And the moment you trust Him, you got to do the next important thing. Oh, everyone say, oh. Oh is obey. Obey. With simple faith, you got to obey. Take a step of faith and obey. Hebrews chapter 11 now talks about what is this faith? Faith is taking a step when you can't see anything before you. You can't see. You can't see these things at all. Is this even possible? That is the big question that you keep asking. Is this possible? Is this possible? Is this possible? Take a step of faith. When you can't see your hand in front of your face, take a step of faith with no star to guide your way. God still besides you saying, take a step of faith. Just take a step of faith. When the night is dark as coal, God's still God and He's still in control. When things go haywire, when things go completely south, that's the reason, that's the time for you to rise up and take a step of faith. Abraham, Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 8. Abraham, not knowing where he was going, went. Not knowing where he was going, went. Sarah, whose womb was as good as dead, bore a child. I want you to know that this is a God of miracles because He's God of breakthroughs. I trust Him. And because I trust Him, I take a step of faith. Everyone say, I want to take a step of faith. I said G. What is G? God of the breakthroughs. And you got to trust Him. O is what? Obey and take a step of faith. D. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not despise humble beginnings. I still remember in 2001, at this time I want to pause the sermon a little bit and give you a very important invitation. Okay, next week. Come on, turn to someone and say next week. October 12th. Okay, at 4:30 in the evening, we are inaugurating our grand big worship center, which can seat 25,000 people. Can we give the Lord a big hand of praise and thank God? I mean, if you really see, God has been faithful. We started buying the land in 2001. It's a very small little piece of land in 2001 that we bought. I still remember we were always, if you were part of the early days of English service, we would have lifted up our hands and prayed for this side of the building and that side of the building. Okay, when you prayed for this side and that side, what happened? Two high raises came. Okay. One day Pastor Mohan was praying and asking God, God, would you give, before all these things could come, praying, God said, I'm going to give you a larger place because what I'm about to do is much larger than this place. Amen. And so when we went out of the city. 1981, when we bought this church property, this was considered outside city. Did you know 1981? This was outer city. Till this Saidapet bridge, beginning in that place, the Saidapet bridge, before the river was considered Madras city. And then so when we bought the land in 1981, they went to our senior pastor and said, why are you going out of the city? Okay. And this has become the center of the city now. Amen. This has become the center of the city. The same ways, when we were going and buying our property in Zamin Palawan, there was absolutely, they're saying it will always be underwater. They said this is not going to be a good property. They all kept saying you're going too far, too far. But today, that is becoming one of the center of the city between the old and the new Chennai. I mean, are you listening? When God actually begins some things in your life, He does wonderful things. So I want to invite you. This is like a personal invite to each and every one of you. I want you to come and glorify the name of God tomorrow, this coming Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Each of you must be there. Is that okay? Come and be part of it. But God honors humble beginnings. You know, when we started out the English service, it was in year 1984. It's a very funny story why we started the English service. A missionary in the US actually sent 50 hymn books and said God is wanting us to start an English service there. And then our senior pastor took that box and kept it in one side of the house, and there were other activities of Tamil going on and on and on, and therefore suddenly that pastor called up and said, I'm going to come. And then he didn't know what to do. Now the 50 hymn books were come, and now he's also wanting to come. And they said, okay, he said we should start English service. Because of the 50 hymn books, that's English service was started. Humble beginnings. When we first came to this property, if today we have animal rights activists so much, those years we didn't have, because we had to clear so many cobras out of this land. So many cobras. But I still remember in 1984, 85, when initial years when we started the English service, one Pastor Santraj was with us. He went to be with the Lord last year. But, when he was preaching one Sunday, I still remember sitting in that service, school days, evening services, I would come. And when he was preaching, a black cobra actually came out of the hole, and it was actually standing. He didn't even know we were. By the time we were alerting him, it went back. That night, they caught hold of the snake, and it was the whole snake pit was underneath the stage, because it was all mud everywhere. It was in this corner of the very close to the riverbed. That's where our first shed was. Humble beginnings. The humble beginnings of this church 52 years ago was at our house that I was born and brought up, with just one kitchen, one living cum dining cum sleeping room. In this, there will be one cot in the corner. In this, there will be one more pastor who used to come and stay in our house. In that house with 7 people, this whole thing started. And in 52 years, God has been very faithful. Do not despise what? Humble beginnings. In 99, when we started the morning service, because every time the evening service will grow to 150, 160, the pastors will change. It'll go back to 20, 30. Again, 150, 160. It'll go back to 30 and 40. When we started, they said, no space. Where is the space in the morning? In the office, there was a small little chapel which can accommodate 50 people. Said, please give that chapel. We started our English service in 99 in April 4th with just that small little place. They said, can we go and buy some speakers? They said, no money for speakers. So I went down to the godown where they would throw the old speakers of the Tamil service. We took up 2 old speakers of the Tamil service and an Auja mixer. We put it together, and we somehow got a keyboard that one of the brothers brought on that Sunday. And we started the service with just one keyboard, 2 speakers, and an amplifier in 99 on April 4th. And God has been faithful. Do not despise humble beginnings. Are you listening? Do not. Turn to someone and say, do not despise humble beginnings. What starts with 7 people can be a mighty nation. What God does in and through you on this day, hey, you will be used of God. Do not despise humble beginnings. That's what God spoke through Zechariah to Zerubbabel when he put the stone for the building of the temple of the Lord. Do not despise humble beginnings. David was forgotten. His father didn't even include him on the list for Samuel to meet in order to anoint, in order to be the king. But he was faithful in taking care of the father's sheep. God made him king. What was Ruth doing? Just gleaning out of the leftovers. Do not despise humble beginnings, for you will be part of the legacy of God. Moses was a stutterer. He was not even able to complete the sentence, let my people go. That Aaron had to actually speak on behalf of him to tell Pharaoh, this is what Moses is trying to say. Let my people go. I want you to know, do not despise humble beginnings. God's going to take your humble beginnings and He's going to bring about great and mighty things. G, God of breakthroughs. Trust Him. O, obey in faith. D, do not despise humble beginnings. W, wait. 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 2001 is when we first bought this property in Zaman Palavaram. And we thought, God, by 2004, we broke ground and we said, God, somehow we will start in 2004. Then we thought 2010 is a good year. Because those numbers are nice, no? 2010. Then it didn't happen in 2010. 2013, we thought 40th year celebration of our church's existence. It will be a good year to inaugurate. Nothing happened. Then somehow 2013 passed by and we thought, okay, 2020 is a great year, right? 2020, and COVID came. Then we thought, okay, 50th year of celebration, 2023, we will inaugurate. Didn't happen. Wait. At the right time, at the right season, God will come through. Wait patiently. In His time, He makes all things beautiful. Wait. You don't put your agenda, your time, your timetable for God to work. He works all things beautiful in His time. That's exactly what Ecclesiastes in chapter 3 talks about, where 3:11 says He has made everything beautiful in His time. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2 and 3 talks about His appointed time. The revelation awaits an appointed time. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come. It will not be delayed. It will not be delayed. Psalms and chapter 27 and verse 14. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. Wait patiently. There is no hurry. God is working something deeper and beautiful, and it will come to pass. God will. Come on, turn to someone and say, God will make a way. God of the breakthroughs. Trust Him. Obey and take a step of faith. D, do not despise what? Humble beginnings. W, wait for Him. I, invite His presence. I've seen this time and again that you can go ahead and do what you want to do and even can be successful, but if God is not in it, it is the greatest failure of your life. That's why Moses said in Exodus chapter 33, if you do not go with us, I don't want to go. I don't want to go because the distinguishing factor is His presence. But we don't want to be successful. I love this song. Open up the heavens. We don't want blessings. We want what? You. Because for us, if He is there, blessings is there. Amen. And therefore, everyone lifting up your hands and saying, God, we want You. Go before us. Make every path smooth for us. Go before us because I want You. We invite Your presence, God. We need You, God. We need You, God. We need Your presence. And that's why God said, you know what? I'm frustrated with the people and I will send you my angel. I have promised you the promised land and I will give you the promised land. Go inherit the promised land. I am going to send an angel. And Moses said, no. I don't want an angel. I want You. Invite His presence. Pillar of cloud by day. A pillar of fire by night. He will go with you. He will go before you. He will make every rough path smooth for you. He will give you divine breakthroughs. I will make a way. God of the breakthroughs, trust Him. Obey Him and take a step of faith. Do not despise humble beginnings. Wait for him and invite his presence. L, lean on his power. Without him, we can do absolutely nothing. And this morning, if you really want to do anything with your strength, you will keep striving. You will become so tired. You will become so desperate. And therefore, lean on him. Lean on him. When they were about to cross the Red Sea, God said, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. You only have to stand still. I will work wonders. I will do the miracles. Just stand still. See how I'm going to lift you up. See how I'm going to establish you. See how I'm going to carry you. He's marvelous. He's miraculous. I trust him. I put my hope on him. I lean on him. One of the beautiful songs we used to sing in the Esther years through that hymn books, because those years, when I'm talking about all those years and you're thinking, man, this guy should be really, really old. And I started when I was 1 year old. That's why I'm talking about all these stories. Hymn books were supposed to be shared because there were only 50 hymn books. And then 3 or 4 people used to look at, and that's the reason why we memorized those songs so much. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning on the everlasting arms. We've been through hymn books, we've been through those OHP slides. Do you know what's OHP slides? There used to be a guy, my cousin Jasper used to do the OHP slides where between the first slide and the second slide, it'll be like, well, he'll just move it in such a way and take the second slide and it will be like a transition in the presentations. Each of these guys used to do so innovatively. We had OHP sheets to becoming like the first times when the PowerPoint presentations came, only 2 slides were given free. One maroon slide and one blue slide. That's all. We used to use the maroon slide with a little gradient and the blue slides. Then came ProPresenter, then came all kinds of things. We have AI and everything that is happening. But I want you to know that those years were very, very powerful because we used to memorize those songs in order to sing. We didn't have to shout at the media guy where no songs are coming. Nothing. We had everything in our memory. But I want you to know, we lean on his power. We lean on him. The God of breakthroughs. He's our God. Trust him. Obey and take a step of faith. Do not despise humble beginnings. Or wait in his presence. Wait for him. Invite his presence. Lean on his power. And finally, this morning, lift up a praise. Lift up a praise. When they went around the Jericho walls 7 days, on the 7th day, 7 times, the Lord said to Joshua, Joshua, shout, for the Lord has given us this city. I want you to know that Jehoshaphat won over the battles not because of war, weapons and men and women who can actually fight the battles, but they had worshippers worshiping and saying, his love endures forever. His love endures forever. And because they said his love endures forever, the enemies fought against themselves and they annihilated themselves. And God gave victory to Israel. I want you to know, if you lean on his power and lift up a praise and lift up worship, God of the breakthroughs will come through and God will make a way. Do you believe this? Do you believe this? This morning, you don't have to really worry about anything because this God has covenanted with you. And he says, I will do wonders. I will make a way. Where there seems to be no way, I will make a way.